on Wednesday, we had a whole school photo, and it was really crazy because, like, the whole school was there, and it was raining and windy and wet, and, like, if we were on these stands, so if one person fell, like, everyone would have fallen, and we probably would have died or something, but, yeah, it was crazy. And yesterday, my grandma left to go back to Bulgaria, which is sad, but, yeah. So on that note, can we invite the HARP band up for the first song? Please rise.
Yeah, can we all stand up for the first song? We're going to sing Unified Soldiers. Let's start loud, guys. I think I have your phone.
seated. The next song will be a performance song by the band, so please give them a warm welcome.
Okay, hi everyone. Yeah, so today with the band we also have Kieran who's going to do some beatboxing with us. He hasn't actually prepared, but I'm really grateful he's going to be doing this with us. So basically our song today is taken from the Lord of the Rings film Return of the King, and it's called Into the West. It's basically about, like, symbolically it's almost like passing into the spirit world. What the actual meaning according to Lord of the Rings is a bit more confusing to explain, but we actually wanted to dedicate the song to the Ormans, but none of them are currently here, but still we want to make this offering to them, so yeah, this is Into the West.
Who came before? They are calling from across the distant shore. Why do we? What are these tears upon your face? Soon we will see all of your fears will pass away, safe in my arms. You're always sleeping. What can you see? Can you see? Rise up, right to the white girls call. Across the sea rises, the ships have come to carry you home, and all will turn to silver glass, a light on the water, hope shall pass. Shadows falling out of memory and time. Don't say we have come now to the end. White shores are calling, you and I will meet again, and you'll be here in my arms. You're only sleeping. What can you see? Horizon, why do the white doves call? Across the sea rises, the ships have come to carry you home, and all will turn to silver glass, a light on the water, gray ships pass into the west.
Thank you.
Thank you, that was so beautiful. Can everyone please rise now to do Family Pledge number 5? Family Pledge number 5. Our family, the owner of eternal good, pledges to strive every day to advance education, so far as the world. you. Please join me in an opening prayer. Dearest and most beloved Heavenly Father, thank you for this first HARP service since summer, and that we can all be here together to create a good opening for our next month. I pray that we can all open our hearts to prepare for the sermon we're about to receive, and that we can carry the words with us in the upcoming month. I love you, and I invite you into this day and report this prayer in my name, Natalia, daughter of the Maida, blessed your family, RG. Please be seated. And now can I invite Ruth up to give the announcement?
Morning, everybody. How are you? I can see someone yawning. Okay, so there's only a few announcements this month. The first one being that there'll be like this event called the HARP Initiative, which is going to be an open event for anyone interested in helping with HARP over the following year. So people over 18 preferably. Also, if you've been on STF or something, that's also quite good as well. But anyway, basically anyone who shows interest, we're hoping to form a committee like for the following year and some things like that. And it's called HARP Initiative because what does initiative mean? Pardon me? Right? To do things without being asked. So it's not so much like a leaders meeting or like a, do you know what I mean? It's kind of more putting yourself out there to help other people, realizing that things don't just get done without our own input and things like that, right? So it's the dates aren't confirmed yet, but they'll be coming shortly. Follow us on Youth Ministry Facebook page. The next one is the HARP Winter Workshop, which will be, as per usual, 2 days after Christmas, 27th to the 2nd in Cleve House. So, of course, details with that will soon come as well. And next, anyone have a birthday in July, August, or September? Hands up. Do you want to come to the front? Don't be shy. Come up. Everyone who had a birthday in these months, come to the front. Onto the stage, onto the stage. Okay. Yeah, Toby as well. Toby's birthday's today, actually. All right, come on up. Well, that's half the room. Wow, birthday people. Some people can crowd. No, maybe no. So we have the little ones at the front because they're getting swamped. I mean the big men. The big men at the front. Come on. Okay. Do we have our? Okay. On the next. Oh yeah. Where's our cake? Cake boy. Come on, cake boy. Go get the cake. Lenny's Cakes, the bakery in Primrose Hill. He's come to bring the cake. Oh. Okay, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. One more time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday. All right, everyone crowd around the cake. Make a wish. No spitting. Go 1, 2, 3. Oh, yummy. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Round of applause for the birthday people.
Okay, can everyone please rise and can we invite the band up for 2 more songs?
Yeah. Okay, guys, so the first song we're going to do is Christ is Here, and then straight after we're going to go into Hills and Valleys. Just to let you know so you don't get confused, with Christ is Here, we do a short instrumental after the last chorus before repeating the last chorus, but you'll get the idea. Okay.
we are chosen, how gladly I'll give him my heart and voice. Hallelujah. I wanna sing hallelujah. Christ is here, Christ is here. I wanna sing hallelujah. I wanna sing hallelujah. Christ is here, Christ is here.
Okay, we're going to play a little guessing game called Guess the Sermon Giver. Okay, he's a guy. Any guesses? Okay, can we invite Mikhail up, please?
Everyone. Cool, hey everyone. How's everyone feeling? Have a good month? Yeah, pretty good. Okay. Well, yeah, thanks for the introduction, Natalia. My name's Mikhail Schroeder. I'm 20 years old. I study physics at UCL. Yeah, boy. So yeah, I don't know if it's up there. Yeah. I'm going to be talking about genuine relationships today. So, yeah, I don't know, what do you guys think when you think of a genuine relationship? A relationship that means a lot to you? What I think is two people that can sit in a room in complete silence and it not feel awkward. That's what I feel. And then I also had a thought that it's also when two friends or family, they can feel comfortable like crying with each other. And I just had this image of two people on the floor like hugging each other, crying, and they're just feeling like not awkward, just feeling comfortable. So yeah, I want to try something out. I don't know how well it would work, but put your hand. Okay, I want to try something. So, who here in this room has someone else in this room that they care about? Put your hands up. Okay. Basically everyone, nearly everyone. Put your hands right up. I want to see everyone's hands, or everyone's hands that actually mean it. Answer the question there. Put your hands up. Cool. Okay, put your hands down. Okay, now I want you to raise your hands if you have someone in this room that you care more about than that person actually knows. Put your hands up. Okay. The question, I'll repeat the question. Who here has someone in this room that they care about more than the person themselves knows? Okay. Okay. So why is that? Why did I get like 30 hands go up then? There's a problem, right? Why are we not saying how we feel about our friends and our family? Why are there people in this room that aren't saying how they actually feel about someone, how much they actually feel about someone? Often, we don't fully open up to people, and the reason is because we're scared. We're scared of being rejected by other people. We're scared of being insulted. We're scared of our hearts being hurt when we compliment someone else even. The biggest difference I noticed when I was here and when I was in America is that Americans, they can give and receive compliments way better than we can. And it might sound stupid, but when an American says, "Hey man, that was a really good performance," like, you say thank you. And that's how it works there. But here, if you compliment someone, like, I noticed the big difference. If you compliment someone like, "Joe, you're really good looking." Like, I might not get a thank you back. I might just get an awkward, "Oh, Michael, oh." So I really feel like, I don't know, we just need to open up. We need to not be scared. So we need to lower these walls that we always put up. These walls that protect us from being put in a vulnerable position. When you love someone else, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position, automatically. By saying, I love you to someone else, you're automatically setting yourself up for either receiving it back or receiving pain in your heart, okay? So, when we're on workshops and things like that, it's really easy to be open, right? Is it? Is it really easy to be open? Yeah? And that's because we get to know each other and we're all in the same place because of our purity and because we love God. And then after like the 5th day, we're all so close to each other, we don't care like if people are farting in the room or anything. It's just, everything's natural. And by the end of the workshop, you feel really, really vulnerable and your hearts are really soft. But then we have to go, it's a shame, we have to go back into this kind of world where it's like, it's a really cold-hearted world and quite a harsh world. So basically, we usually have these walls set up for people that, we set them up for people that we're unfamiliar with. But we forget to take them down for when we're around our friends and family. So this is a problem, and we need to find out what the solution is. So what you shouldn't do is what I did for the past 8 months with my brother, which is don't talk to them and ignore them. So we were in a dispute over something really stupid now, actually, come to think of it. And we just, like, David got home, came in the room, we'd be just like, you're right, and then you'd go to bed, and it would just be complete. And if you know me and David, that's just completely out of character. So, yeah, let me read something from a book. Alright, this is from Reverend Wonko Kim, when he was talking in, what was the book?
Oh, the schools in life,
No. Oh. Sorry. Let's just go with that. It's probably in that book. Okay, so everyone knows Reverend Wonko Kim. He was one of Father's closest disciples. And this was when they were in that kind of shack, the mud hut, okay, in the early days. Years later, Kim's published talks on these experiences of his early years living in close intimacy with Moon would have a great influence on a new generation of Moon's followers. One incident concerning Kim's jealousy of another follower, very similar to Lucifer's jealousy at the time of the fall. One incident concerning Kim's jealousy of another follower, which became so bad that one day he refused to speak to Moon. Over and over, Father said, "You have to speak to me, please speak to me," but I refused to answer. After Father repeated this to me over and over, in my heart I felt very sorry, but my pride prevented me from answering him. Finally, Father began to cry, pleading with me. "Please speak." Because Father was crying, I was moved, and I also began to cry. Then I could speak to him. Father listened to what I had to say, and then told me, "If you have a problem or feel bad about something, don't hold it inside you for more than 3 hours. You must solve it within 3 hours." So with my brother, I left it for like 6-8 months, which is a few hours longer than 3 hours. But I think if I had just confronted him in the 3 hours, like opening up to people isn't about just about complimenting them, it's also about telling them the painful things that you feel in your relationship, the things that you think are wrong. So I think if I opened to him up earlier, it would have been so much easier. But I'm so glad actually that a few weeks ago I had the opportunity to just really shout at him, and he was shouting back at me. And we were talking about how he wants to go on STF next year, but also wants to do filming. And that was the start of the conversation. But then it got on to, why haven't you been talking to me for the past 6 months? And he was shouting that at me, and I was shouting that at him. And anyway, we came to some really good conclusions. And then in the end, like, it was just dead silence in the living room. And my mum came in, and I was just like, can you not? And then she left, and then she left. And then, yeah, and then David, he just, I don't think I've ever heard him apologize to me, but he said, I don't know what else to say, but I'm sorry. And that was like the best thing that happened to me this whole year. And then we just hugged each other in the living room. I think Countdown was on mute in the background. Okay, so, wait, is he here? How many of you guys know David Stout? You, the whole room? Okay. Is he here? Okay. How many of you guys got to know David Stout in the past 9 months or so? Well. So, okay, most of that number. So, yeah, David Stout is without doubt one of my closest friends. He's actually one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life. He introduced me to the thing I love the most, which is cycling. I'm most passionate about it. I do it every day now. And I do it every day trying to get the feeling of when I first rode bikes with him, like that first day. Every day when I'm cycling on my own, I try and get that feeling again. So, yeah, I was gonna, at this point, make a comment about how ridiculously handsome he is, but he's not in the room, so it's a bit... But he just seems to get more handsome day by day. Like, I tell him, what are you doing? Like, what are you eating? But like, we used to play hide and seek when we were like 10 in this building, thanks to Gabe, on Sundays when we were younger. And I still remember this time annual gathering when I was like 13, David Stout was 12, my brother was like 11. And like, I was making David Stout crack up so much, you don't understand. Like, David Stout cracks up at quite a few of my jokes. Like, if he doesn't laugh at my joke, then like, that was a bad joke. So like, I was making him laugh so much. And then I remember on the way back home after annual gathering, David like, was really upset. He was really jealous. He said, like, why are you stealing my best friend away from me? And I explained to him that it wasn't like that. He'll always be your best friend. But I just remember the funny time. David Stout and David Pro didn't even remember that. But I just really admire their family as well as a whole. Yeah, I love them a lot. It's actually quite a sad story because even though I've known David for so long, yeah, I haven't always like been there for him. Like, his parents got divorced when he was in his early teens. And I feel like he struggled a lot, like he hated school. And he was like the naughtiest guy in the school, let alone like in the church, like, in the school. Where are you looking? I just feel like he was really easily influenced by people around him as well. Like, if he was around good people, then he'd be really good, and then if he was around his school friends which weren't so good, he'd be not so good. In fact, go completely the wrong direction. So he picked up like a lot of bad habits when he was like 15, 16. And he started smoking and drinking. And I generally feel like he was really distant from the church. And that really hurt me because I was so involved in the church, but my close friend who was also in the church just completely disconnected from God, disconnected from his family, disconnected from everything. There was one point when the only connection he had to the church was me and David. There was one point when it was like that. I remember one year trying to convince him to go to a HARP workshop, and he was just like, nah, can't be bothered. Don't think I want to do that kind of thing. He's the kind of person I would never talk about God to, because I felt like it would make him feel uncomfortable. Do you have friends like that? You just don't want to talk about deeper things with because you feel like they're not concerning themselves with that kind of thing, so you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable or uneasy. But 8 months ago, roughly 8 months ago, he messaged me on WhatsApp. This guy is the reason, on my most used icons, it's all hearts and blow kisses and stuff. David Stout is the reason for that. Yeah, he messaged me on WhatsApp and he just said, I've had enough. I'm not doing this anymore. He said, I'm doing a 7-day fast. He's never done a condition in his life. Never done a condition in his life. I don't think he's probably ever prayed properly before in his life, ever. And he said, Michael, I'm doing a 7-day fast. Do you have any advice? Do you have any advice? Because I did it just before then. This was completely out of character. You don't understand how out of character it was. I'm confident in saying that 7-day fast was the best thing he ever did in his life up to this point. He completely turned his life upside down, has a really strong relationship with God. He loves the church so much now, loves BC so much. He organises brothers' purity talks and really wants to help younger second gen to be good people. And he always comes up to me and asks things like, how can I love my enemies? How can I become a perfect person? And he comes up to me and asks me that. And he always... And he always tells me that he wants to be a good person for his future wife. I mean, this is the guy that I felt uncomfortable paying for dinner around because I didn't want to embarrass him. But like a few weeks ago, we were doing something, like getting ready to go somewhere, and I told David like, I have a problem or something, and he was just like, I think we should pray about it. It's just like, I don't know if David can realize that, like how weird it is, because he's living his life, right? And I don't know, many of you don't know him for so long. But for me, seeing that compared to before is just like crazy. It's remarkable. He would never say that before, ever in his life. He would never say that. If you told me he'd say that, I would think you were joking. Like, David, you're fasting today. Yeah, David's fasting today. You fast every Sunday. He's doing so many conditions just to try and get closer and closer to God, to try and find God. And like, I'm not worried about him now because I know he has a good conscience now. He has really good motivations. I can relax with David's down. This is a guy that used to not sing holy songs at church. he has a verse from Song of the Garden as his status on WhatsApp now. Like, what the hell? Let's sing that verse. All right, everyone join me in singing. I'm going to lead you. I promise you're going to join in. How's it going? Our troubles and our trials here will only make us richer there. When we arrive at home, when we arrive at home, our troubles and our trials here will only make us richer there. When we arrive at home, when we arrive at home. Recently I had the opportunity to tell David like, how proud I was of him. On the way back from a recent trip to the Isle of Wight, we were coming back and we were in Queensway. Well, actually, before that, we were in the toilet downstairs. Just, you know, next to each other. It wasn't like that. We were washing our hands. So I said to David, do you know how much you've grown recently? And I still remember, like, he said, what do you mean? Because I sure as hell didn't mean physically. Like, come on. He said, what do you mean? And I've come to realize that people say, what do you mean, when you say something deep to them, to just double check that you're being sincere. They always go, when you say, you're really beautiful, you know, what do you mean? It's a chance for you to commit to being sincere to them. And it's a chance for you to be like, really, you're a really beautiful person. I really feel like you're a really beautiful person, I can see it. So people kind of have these mechanisms to protect themselves. So he said, what do you mean? Just in case I was joking around or something. And I said, in the past 6 months, you've grown so much physically and spiritually. You've grown so much spiritually. And I'm just really proud of you. Like, you inspire me. And the smile I got from his face, like, everyone look at him right now, I want to see him smile. The most handsome guy in this room. So after that, we were walking down Queensway, about to go home. And, he was just asking me, like, hey Michael, how do you open up to people? Like, I kind of struggle. How do you properly open up to people? I kind of have a problem with being a genuine person. How do you really just express your heart with someone and for it not to feel awkward at all? And I think the answer is just, you don't care if it feels awkward. Like, you just, like, even in that bathroom, it was the most awkward thing. There was a third guy in that bathroom. I think we leant in for a hug and then he walked past. Like, you just don't mind, and then once you don't mind, it just becomes comfortable. And I told him, and then he just opened up to me and said that I've always looked at David, my younger brother. I could be like he's like a younger brother to me. But like with you, I feel like you can be an older brother to me. I feel like a younger brother to you. And when he said that, I was just completely struck in the deepest depths of my heart, in the middle of central London. And crossing the road, I just broke down in tears, like uncontrollably. And we were just like crying and hugging each other in the middle of Queensway, like one of the busiest parts of London. Double-decker buses going past left, right and centre. People coming home from work. And we were just hugging each other. And it just felt genuine. Felt like what every relationship, it felt like what I want every relationship to be like. And then it started crying, like, it started raining. Anyway, it was really a surreal kind of moment for me. So I feel like that's what a genuine relationship really is. It's like being able to do something like that together. So just like with me and David, we both kind of had like good feelings, kind things that we wanted to express with each other, but we didn't for a long time. So like, yeah. I just want to end by saying, please share your hearts with each other. Please trust each other. And trust me, you care about each other more than you realize. Thank you.
Reflection. Thank you, Mikhail. I could really feel your heart and sincerity, and that was emotional. Can we have one more round of applause? Please rise and invite the band up for our offering song.
Okay, before our offering song, I just want to give a quick announcement. So this weekend is the Weights Kickoff Workshop for this new academic year. I don't have the full details. There's an event on Facebook that you can ask me. I'll try to find out more details for you. It's here in Lancaster Gate, and there's also a party going on Saturday for those who know whose party it is. I just want to confirm from Uncle Marshall that you can. That Saturday evening is going to be left. That if you want to leave to go to the party, you can go and then come back to the workshop and sleep in Lancaster Gate and join the workshop again. So if you do want to attend both, yes, so that's
Please join me in offering prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much that we can all gather today and be with each other and enjoy each other's presence. I really thank you that we could receive such an amazing sermon by Mikhail. I really hope that we can really take something from it and apply it to our relationships and really make them genuine and really understand the meaning of brothers and sisters in love and just really be there for each other. And, I pray that you may accept this money that we've sacrificed. This I pray in my name, just in the privilege of Amen.
Seated. So that's the end of our HARP service. Can we give a big thank you to the sound team and the band?